The motoring world only got its first glimpse of the Seat Ibiza ST at the Geneva Motor Show at the beginning of March 2010. Yet, just 9 weeks later, UK motoring journalists were able to try out the car for the first time on roads close to the Seat factory near Barcelona. Talk about being production ready. The ST, short for Sport Tourer, is the third Ibiza body style, joining the 3-door and 5-door that have already been around for a couple of years. First impressions of the Ibiza estate were pretty positive, although its full name does sound like the result of a pretty dull marketing meeting. Like its older siblings, the ST can thank the Seat head of design, Luc Donkerwolke, for its looks, and he and his team have come up with a stylish little car. Interior design continues the improvements that Seat have been making of late, with the optional integrated tom-tom mount that we first saw on the Ibiza 5-door fitted to our test car. Talking of size, incidentally, the ST might be 18 centimetres longer than the 5-door, but you have to remember that it's not really a load carrier. Folding the split rear seats does unlock a decent-sized load area on a par with the competition, but with the seats up, rear legroom isn't exactly generous. From launch, 4 engine options are available in the UK, 2 petrol and 2 turbo diesel, with this car sporting the 1.4-litre petrol power plant. We also sampled the 1.6-litre TDI and had a brief stint behind the wheel of the 1.2 TSI, but I'll come back to that in a moment. Small estates aren't exactly known for their razor-sharp handling and spirited performance, and so, despite Seat's sporty image, the ST was never going to set the world alight. That said, it handles pretty well for an estate, and the ride is a little less firm than we've come to expect from the Spanish brand. None of the cars crack the 10-second 0-62 benchmark, but let's face it, the typical buyer will be more concerned with economy and emissions. The 1.4 we tried emits 139 grams per kilometre of CO2 and returns nearly 48 mpg, while the 1.6-litre turbo diesel breathes out just 109 grams per kilometre and will do 67 miles to the gallon on the combined cycle. What's more, the diesel felt a lot quicker, hitting 62 miles an hour a whole second and a half before the petrol engine car. A 1.2 diesel Ecomotive variant with stop-start will also join the lineup in due course, boasting sub-100 grams per kilometre CO2 figures that'll mean 0 vehicle excise duty, and over 78 mpg. Not bad for an estate. There's actually very little to dislike about the way the car drives. Perhaps the power-assisted steering could have given a little more feedback, but that's about it. For families, the obvious target audience for the car, there's lots to recommend the ST. The rear doors, for example, are slightly larger than those used in the 5-door Ibiza, while the rear hatch opens wide and has a low sill, making it easy to load. 3 trim levels are offered: SAC, SE and Sport, with a reasonable options list that includes a panoramic sunroof, climate control and bi-xenon headlights. To be honest, the cars come pretty well equipped as standard, with prices starting at just over £12,000 for the entry-level 1.4 and rising to a little under 15 grand for the Ecomotive in SE trim. Our favourite version might come as a surprise, the turbocharged 1.2-litre petrol engine variant that's actually more powerful than the 1.4. Our test car was also equipped with a 7-speed DSG automatic gearbox, and it made for a relaxing motorway cruise back to the airport. The Seat Ibiza ST then is a worthy competitor to the likes of the Skoda Fabia Estate, the Renault Clio Sport Tourer and the Peugeot 207 SW. It looks good, drives well and offers class-leading economy and emissions figures. What's more, it's a family car that doesn't look like a van with windows, and for many potential buyers, that in itself makes it worth taking for a test drive.